Alright, so I'm here at GDC with the guys from Trigger Happy, and we're going to see what they have to show. So the first game is Feed Frankie, right?
So Feed Frankie is a little character. He's very hungry and eager to eat. And the idea with the game is that food will come out on a conveyor belt, and you sort of flick the food in his mouth to for him to feed it. And there's some cute little things, very interactive. Everything is just 3D. There's even a picture frame that you can change if you want to make it a little bit. Put yourself in a picture frame just for fun.
Nice.
So you flick the food that comes out. In the beginning it shows you what kind of food is edible and what kind of food is not. So obviously that is not edible, so he'll puke it out. And the game on the left hand side you see a cryometer, which basically means every time you miss food or you don't flick any food, it goes up, he gets cranky. So what you're trying to do is not to have him cry basically, so if we can just make him cry first, and then I can play a round where I show you some more fun stuff. So at the end of the game you'll get 3 different ratings, the hit ratio, healthy, and combo rating. Obviously this round I sucked, so I didn't get anything. That gives you a little bit extra points, so you can get maybe 3, 4, 5,000 extra points at the end. So let's play it. So there's a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, obviously some stuff is healthy, some is not. So you sort of want to try to figure out to not feed him too much unhealthy stuff.
Cool.
Even if the unhealthy stuff is worth more points. Babies likes usually typical more unhealthy stuff. What happens is that if you do feed him too much unhealthy stuff, he gets sick. And if you continue feeding him unhealthy stuff, he'll basically puke. So, now obviously sick, and we'll feed him a donut, and he'll puke. And it's basically just like, gives you not a visual side. So, as you go into the game, the conveyor belt still goes faster, and that will obviously make it harder to, flick food in his mouth. And you're just basically trying to, not get as much points as possible. If you hit a lot of stuff in his mouth, you can get like a 2x bonus. His mouth gets wider open, and it's easier to hit food in his mouth, and it's worth more. So you're trying to obviously always hit his mouth. And there's some fun stuff, like if you would see if I can flick some stuff in his head. If you would miss too many times, he gets angry. It's also, you'll have a second of not being able to flick stuff in his mouth, and now it goes pretty slow, so it doesn't matter. But later on, once it goes faster, it will obviously be not as good. Yeah, just trying to learn how to feed. And there's 3 plates at the bottom, and this is something that's going to add a lot of value when we get all the premium stuff in. But basically, you can combine 3 different things and make a combo out of it. So, for example, if I wanted to make like a chocolate shake, I would put the milk there, I would put a chocolate, and I would put an ice cream as they come. And you'll create a chocolate shake, which is worth more points. And you'll be able to unlock more combos, more objects that would be worth more. So let's see if we can get an ice cream here on the road. Bacon, cupcakes. And there's also a frenzy mode. I don't know if it will appear because it doesn't appear that often. It's a little candy that comes out, and what happens is that it's just a bunch of candies coming out. You're just trying to flick it in his mouth. If you miss them, it doesn't matter. You won't get any. You won't add up to the cryometer. There we go.
Oh, cool.
Combo, and there's different ones. Oops, I missed that one. So yeah,
Nice.
That's basically Feed Frankie, and there is probably a launch date in April sometime. We haven't really set it.
Okay.
It's a couple more weeks, and and it's going to be free to play. So
Cool.
just pick it up. It's great sound. You don't hear it now, but that's kind of
it'll
cute
come
sound.
through on the video. So cool. So what's next?
So next game is basically a popcorn game. So it's still in like alpha mode, but we have a lot of the graphics in, and we have a lot of the features in. So it's a twist on like it's a Fruit Ninja style, and it taken some game mechanics from Skylanders, where you have to like connect things with your finger. You're not trying to just swipe, you're actually trying to put your finger on the screen as long as possible. So it's just fun for people that love popcorns. You know, same here, very interactive. You know, they fly up, and then you can butter them. And you know, if you do good, you can see the wallpaper spins. You can collect coins, which basically, if you collect 3 of them, it's like a Super Mario card. You get some here, so I get a coin magnet, which means that I don't have to collect the coins. And each power-up has a time limit. And you know, once they go out, you know, and you can have frenzy. There's bombs. There's slow motions. So the bomb, I can just tap, explode everything. So sometimes you need to, you know, tactics of keeping your power-ups at the right moment. So, you know, when the frenzy comes, for example, and then at the end you can get some extra points by shaking the bag. I call it salt bonus. And yeah, obviously the end screens are not done yet. But so what you're trying to not do is connect it with the burnt popcorn, because that basically gives you minus points. And you know, all the kernels, we haven't made all the launches yet, so it's going to be more tricky and more like tactics. And you know, as you become better, they're not randomly, you know, they're all like pre-made how they fly up. So once you get better at the game, you'll be actually able to figure out how you should drag your finger to avoid the burnt popcorn and to actually collect all the popcorns. You know, the better you do, the more extra bonus points you get. And, you know, that's going to be it. It's going to be just a paid game. We call it $1 popcorn, so cheaper than in the theater. So
yeah, totally.
You can actually play it. And so we're thinking probably this one is going to be like 4 or 5 more weeks of development to add all the polishing, of course, and the end screens and all that fun. But that's what we have so far.
Cool, cool. Yeah, is that just the 2 games?
That's the 2 games.
Cool, awesome.